So welcome to the voting device. Is a piece of equipment that if a voter were to have a disability, that they HAVA, so that's the Help America Voting device. And so today we're going to be testing a total of 16 different ballots that we're voting, and that includes is an all-mail election, meaning that every eligible voter will receive a ballot through the mail automatically. So yesterday was the voter May 13th. We do have the ability for a Goodyear resident that is completing. So this is what they're doing as part of their pre-logic and active check-in stations. They'd have to show ID, check in, and then they'd have to select that they want to vote on their accessible voting device. And then using the poll worker card, as well as a code that prints out, they can pull up the voter's correct ballot style. So then they will be voting this ballot. Now this ballot only has one contest on it. So it's the Goodyear is asking, they have a general plan they're putting forth before the voters, and they're asking them to review the plan and approve the plan for the Goodyear residents. So that's what they will be voting on. So it's a single contest, and this is a predetermined result. So we're just gonna use this touch screen. But in Maricopa County, just like every county in Arizona, screen device to vote the ballot, it will produce a paper ballot. And here's an example of the paper ballot. So go and vote this ballot, and then it'd show them the contest that they voted and how they voted that contest. So this accessible voting device, it allows them to change the language from English to Spanish. It also allows them to change the text size. So if they need to blow up the screen or have the text enlarged, they can do that. It could change the contrast on the screen as well, so if that made it easier. So right now it has a lighter background with darker text that is showing, but you could change that to be a darker background with lighter text that's showing. You can also then use, so we've had to create an audio file that goes along with this ballot. So as if a voter wanted to use that audio file, they can then listen to the ballot and then use this audio tactical device here. So this is, well, our short acronym is ATI, but that is audio tactical device. It looks like an Xbox controller, but that's what would allow the voter to progress through the ballot, being able to use that controller. It also has a connector. So if the voter did not have the use of their arms or their hands, they could bring in their own sip and puff device as well. They could connect it to this equipment, and then they can use that to progress through the ballot and vote the ballot as well. Anything else you think we should cover? So this is our tabulation manager, Renee Suava, and then our deputy elections director over tabulation, Christine Deister. So other thoughts on?
Do you want to cover what the test is going to be on the 17th?
Okay, so they weren't mic'd up, so I don't know if you could hear that. So I asked if there's anything else we should cover, and they pointed out that I started the conversation with, this is the first part of our logic and accuracy testing. So the second part is actually going to be on May 17th, and that's going to be when we test our central county equipment that will tabulate all the ballots for this election. Again, this being an all-mail election, we will not have any precinct-based tabulators on site at the replacement ballot site. That is set in statute, so every ballot that's issued for this election, it's an all-mail election, but even if you go to a replacement ballot site, you need another ballot. That's going to go into what we would call a counter ballot or an affidavit envelope that gets returned to us. Still has to go through signature verification review, and then if the signature is validated, the voter would have shown an ID as well. Then it goes through early ballot processing, bipartisan processing board, where they separate that ballot from the affidavit envelope, creating that constitutional right of the secret ballot. And then that will come to tabulation, and then we'll be tabulating that on our central county equipment. And so that test will occur on the 17th. and I don't know this, so, but Renee, how many central count tabulators are going to use for the 17th?
3. We'll have 2 high pros, one that we're using and one as a backup, and then 1 Canon for provisional.
So we're going to use, in case you couldn't hear her because she's not mic'd up, 3 central count tabulators for the Goodyear election. We're going to use 2 of our high pro tabulators. And I'm going to say this, but Renee always sort of rolls her eyes when I say this. They can tabulate about 8,000 ballots per hour. At least that's what they're rated for from the manufacturer. But then we add a whole lot of additional logging, which is paper logs that we complete as we're tabulating the ballots. We do the ballots in batches of about 200 ballots per batch. And so that really slows down how quick our tabulators can run those ballots. So it runs about, at the high end, about 4,000 ballots per hour. So there. I did qualify. It's not 8,000. Our Canon tabulators, those can run, again, they're rated for about 4,000 ballots per hour. But once you add all that additional logging that we do, it reduces that to about 2,000 ballots per hour. And so they will be programmed to be able to tabulate both the mail-in ballot and if we had then a provisional ballot that would be voted as well. So we'll test all of that on our central count equipment on May 17th. And we have to run that logic and accuracy test, and that is publicly advertised, so everyone will be aware. We'll be back here live streaming that. I believe the city clerk from Goodyear is potentially planning to attend that one in person today, but she'll be on site, and then we'll be able to test our central county equipment before work that we have to do for the primary election upcoming. So we're going to spend the next couple weeks doing that preparations for that election, and then, so we're able to.
And by zeroing out, I want to mention that.
So right now. This is equipment that will be deployed out into the field. So one of the things that they have to do, so this actually did every ballot we've used for every election that's been cast on this equipment, but then it also shows the public counter. Workers verify that that's at 0, that there's not been any ballot put on this equipment. Even though this is not a tabulator, it's just a ballot marking device that marks the ballot. So then once it's zeroed out, it's ready to be, they can close it out and they'll pack it up in all of this equipment, and then now can be ready to be deployed out into our replacement ballot site. So with that, I think it's gonna be a very quick logic and accuracy test, so that's it. So we thank you for tuning in, and we're gonna go ahead and close our first part of this public logic and accuracy test. Thank you.